What's up, guys? It's Paul, and I am back with another Christian perspective. This is Rideout Reviews, and today we're going to do the new Star Wars movie. The Skywalker saga has ended. And so, what can we do? What can we learn from this, man? Well, I'm going to tell you straight up, man, there's a lot of things that you can do and see in this movie, man. I mean, the very images that it portrays, you see light shining bright for all of the Jedi and the Rebel Alliance, but then it's so dark and dim and dirty and black for all of the First Order or the Last Order or the Sith. It's always so dark. So when you watch it, it's like cataclysmic. You can even see it in the posters and the visuals they put out, where we got Rey is in white and Kylo was in black. It's just split in half. It's dualism basically. It's white versus black. It's light versus dark. It's good versus evil. And so it's already overpowering through the whole thing. But I believe the main message of, especially I think the original trilogy and now this trilogy, from this last movie point of view, is the story of redemption. Okay, so I think that's the biggest purpose in this. And we see it basically portrayed in two ways. The first one is Rey, and the second one is Kylo Ren. And so let's speak about Rey first. As we develop further and further into understanding who it is, the big mystery is, who is her parents? Now, spoiler alert already, spoiler alert, the parents, we aren't really sure, they never said, but we know the grandparent, and that is Senator Palpatine, or the evil of all evils, the Sith Lord. And the Sith Lord is in her blood. They kind of portray that in one scene where she is trying to stop a I can't even remember what they call it, like rescue thing or shipping truck or whatever, when they capture Chewbacca on it, and she sees and uses her power with such strength and such force that she does the little lightning bolts out of her hand. She cackles, blows up that ship, man. And so it's like, whoa, this power is naturally inside her. But we find that it is not her blood or her power that chooses who she will be, because in the end she picks to follow the Jedi way instead of the Sith way. And I think that's what we're saying. It's like, hey, you don't have to be who your family or your father is. That line, that blood, that destiny can be broken. Those chains can be broken. Another way that redemption is seen is not just redemption from family, but it is a redemption of a person. You see, Kylo Ren, through this whole thing, we know is really torn a bit between his true, I wouldn't say true, but I would say he's torn a bit between the good and the bad in him. He always has this darkness because he seeks and longs for this power that he can control and rule. And in the second movie, we see him chop that dude in half, you know what I'm saying? We're like, what? Because he wanted that power and that control. But here in this third movie, we find that he comes out of that power and actually turns from what he has done. In the first one, he killed his father, and this time it kind of restaged that scene, and instead he says, I can do it. I can turn from this evil. And because of him, Rey is saved, and because of him, all of the people are saved. Rey is brought to life because of his sacrifice, and the people are saved. The rebellion has won, and the First Order or Last Order, however you want to call the order, has been destroyed, and it's because he turned. You see, that was the same arc in which Darth Vader did. He turned. You see, because of Vader's son, Luke, he turned, saw Luke's love, and he decided he was going to destroy Darth Sidious. I think that's his name. The Sith Lord anyway, Palpatine. But this one, it's because of Rey. And because of Rey's goodness and love, then Kylo Ren turns and he saves Rey and the people. Well, what's this got to do with Christianity? What's this got to do with God? What's this got to do with the worldview? Well, in this movie, I think it's trying to portray a good worldview. Yes, it's trying to say that people don't have to follow the footsteps of their fathers. And people, though they are doing wrong, do not always have to continue in that. And that is definitely true. That is definitely a powerful message that we should send. And it's also saying there is a definite right and wrong. There is a definite way to live in good and peaceable with all men and with evil and harsh intents of the heart. And the only way to break those is through hope. That's a good thing. But in Christ, I think this is the most important thing to remember. Is there's a thing called total depravity. Now this is a thing I call and believe that it means that the innermost core of who we are is evil. Now, all the things that we do could look good and seem right on the outside, but because they're tainted with this evilness inside of us. See, Jeremiah says that our hearts are desperately wicked. And it says in Genesis that our heart feel is that everybody was evil in their heart's intent. And because of this, even the good we do is tainted by the evil desires we have in our heart. Why do we help others out? Because we want to make ourselves feel better. Why do we want to love someone? Because we want to feel needed. Why do we do the things we do? Well, it's because of the hurt, the sorrow, or the evil, and the destruction, or the pride and the envy in our hearts. But see, Jesus is different. You see, God loved us with a great love so much that he would send his son down here to save us. And when he did so, he gave us the power to destroy this sin because he destroyed it. Now, when we're in him, then these chains can be broken and they can be overcome. So we do not have to live in the shadow or the sin of our father. Like Rey, she thought that she had to follow the Sith because it was in her blood. Well, through God, in the power of Jesus, we can break these chains. I know that Kylo Ren had did some evil things in his life, but he turned from them and he helped the rebellion. In the same way, we may have done some wrong things in our lives. We may have hurt people or destroyed lives, man. We've done very hard and difficult things to others and to ourselves. But through the power of Jesus, guess what, man? We can change our destination as well. I think that's the powerful thing that we could see from them. But it's to remember, though, that it is through Christ that this happens. It's not on our own. We have not the power to do so because of our heart's wickedness. See, that's the worldview that we would see, is that we can do this on our own. But the truth is, it is only through Christ that all these things can be accomplished. Man, I hope you liked this video that I put out today. And it was a little short kind of description of what I believe this movie has intended for the world to see. It was a great movie. I thought it was awesome. But I want us to remember that these things, this life-changing, this chain-breaking thing that can happen, happens through the power of Jesus. Now, you guys have a great day, a great week, a great weekend, as well as a great holiday season, Christmas and New Year's. Keep watching movies and keep loving Jesus.